Joining us today, new Dolphins safety Jordan Poyer. Jordan, welcome home, man. The homecoming, it's finally here. How do you feel?
Absolutely. I feel absolutely amazing. Super blessed, super thankful to be here. Like you said, it finally happened, and just like I said, just super blessed to be here.
So you grew up in the Pacific Northwest. You make your roots down here in South Florida, but you have the mix of both. Mm-hmm. I'm curious, how would you compare the chaos of South Florida to the quiet coastal town of Astoria, Oregon?
Oh, it's night and day different. A lot of rain out there. A lot of rain, cold rain. You know, we get rain out here, but it's a lot of cold rain out there. And, you know, the people are beautiful out there. Like, got a lot of support from people in my hometown, the people in Oregon. Lived out here the majority of my career in the off season for about 8 years now, just down the street. And, you know, you can call it, you know, I'm excited to be home, man. Excited to be home here in this building, meeting everybody, and excited to get to work.
Does that automatically make you a big Goonies fan?
You kind of have to be a Goonies fan if you grew up in the Pacific Northwest, you know, the hey, you guys.
That's right.
So, yes, it does.
So the Goonies house in Astoria, and then drafted by the Marlins in baseball, too. Pretty good on the diamond?
Yes, I was very good on the diamond. One of my, you know, other loves in my life was baseball and football, and obviously my wife. But I was very good at baseball, and I played a couple years at Oregon State. Just, you know, the balance of playing two sports in college is extremely hard. So I commend anybody that's still able to do that. But yeah, baseball was another love of mine.
Powerhouse program up there in the Pac-2, baby.
Pac-2, what has happened? Holy cow.
We're going to come back to that in just one second. Let's talk some football here real quick. And let's go ahead and start with the can of worms and open that up. So you've been playing us for 2 times a year now for 7 years. What's your scouting report on the Miami Dolphins as an opponent's perspective?
Yeah, I mean, a very talented football team. Got obviously an electric offense that can put so many points up on the board. Got electric players, and obviously Tyreek and Tua and Mostert and Waddle. You just go down the line, and a very good defense. You know, I know we got some new pieces coming in this year, new D coordinator with Coach Weaver, but you know, it's just very stout and athletic and very smart defense that knows how to take the football away. So, you know, I've had so much respect for Coach Mike McDaniel and what he's not only been able to do as a person, you know, just you know, his story is very inspiring to me, and you know, his ability to overcome a lot of his addiction, a lot of his habits, and then be able to build, you know, this program essentially and have guys lead and have guys follow his lead. You know, it's really inspiring to see. I watched all of Hard Knocks, so it was really cool to kind of tap into the building and see how, you know, things are being handled around here and are talked about. So it's a really cool group of people that you know, I've been friends with a couple of guys over the years, golfing and, you know, showing up at tournaments and whatnot. So like I said, I'm happy to be home. I'm excited to get started and meet the guys and get on this roll.
Yeah, I heard you and Kendall talking about golf a little bit earlier. Going to be some competition there between
you two. Absolutely. You know, it's always competition on the golf course.
That's right.
Anytime you're hitting.
So you mentioned McDaniel there. You know, his kind of persona of like positive reinforcement and the way he connects with players. I mean, we love it here, obviously, but I'm curious from someone with an outside perspective, is that something that players kind of gravitate towards, his approach to the game?
Absolutely. You know, I think that connection is just as important as anything. Your ability to connect to guys that you're trying to lead. That's, you know, players, coaches, and together, right? You know, as a leader on the field, you know, how do you connect to the guys around you to help elevate their games? And, you know, that's something, like I said, I've had a tremendous amount of respect for him. And, you know, I was with him in Cleveland, I think back in 2014, when he first drafted Manziel, and he was there as one of the quarterback coaches. And so, like I said, seeing his growth and seeing his ability to really step to the plate and fight his own demons within inside himself, you know, and really just become the man who he is, the head coach that he is. You know, it's a lot of respect for him. Very
cool to hear. So also, I hear all the time, I always ask Tua when we play the Bills, like, Poyer and Hyde, man, why do they make it so difficult for you guys? And he talks about how they could disguise the looks because of your guys' interchangeability. What goes into that from your perspective? Is it experience, preparation? Like, what makes it possible to be so interchangeable as a group of safety there?
Right. You know, a lot of it is understanding your scheme, understanding your defense, and, you know, knowing where the pieces fit. I always like to call it a puzzle. You know, what you're looking at in front of you is a puzzle, and you just got to put the pieces together and make them fit. And so, you know, scheme on the other side of the football is one thing. You know, how they're trying to attack you, what they're trying to do. There might be, you know, times where you might not be able to disguise some things just because the offense is in attack mode or whatever. But, you know, you get in the rhythm of the game and you start to get the cadence, you start to get the rhythm. Mike and I had such a great relationship that, you know, we'd get a call, and automatically I would know where he's going to show, and he'd know where I was going to show, and we'd just move off of that. And so it's a lot of working within the game, and like you said, that experience, and being able to see Jevon Holland, his play, his skill set over the past few years. I have so much respect for the kid. I'm excited to work with him, and like I said, I've been watching him from afar and seeing him grow into his own. I'm really excited to get to work with him and do what I can to just help elevate his game as well.
Yeah, I think Dolphins fans are very excited about that new pairing back there with Jevon Holland. You've played in so many big games, and you've experienced the highs and lows of wins and losses in those big games. And you join a Dolphins team that, as I'm sure you're well aware, is trying to get over that hump a little bit, right? They've gotten there, but haven't quite gotten over the hump. How do you think that your experience can help this team make that push and get back to the postseason and get wins once we get there?
I mean, we always talk. People talk about the past and getting over the hump, and that was a huge thing when I got to Buffalo. It was like when I got there in 2017, it was the same thing. It was like, how are you going to get over that hump and all that past it really doesn't mean anything, right? We're coming here with the right attitude, with the right mindset, with the right people, and really anything can be accomplished. And you just stay on that track and stay in positive, and you just continue to shed that light and continue. It's going to be a roller coaster. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be lefts and rights, but being able to just stay focused on that common goal. With that understanding, it helps direct you in your purpose. And so I think, it's not anything like, the past is the past. I don't know. You just don't, it's not something that you look at, because all you have is right here, right now. How can we get better right here, right now? And having that right attitude moving forward, and the rest will take care of itself.
Yeah, something that happened 10 years ago doesn't impact the 2024 Miami Dolphins one bit. Speaking of highs and lows and roller coasters, I always love stories like yours. Late round draft pick, you come in, play on special teams mostly early on, then you go on to be an all-pro. What did you learn from your path of, getting into the league and trying to find your mark, and now here you are years later,
Right.
very accomplished player?
Thank you. It has been like I said, there has been the bumps, the ups and downs, the rights, the lefts through injuries, through being cut, through being cut a couple times, and really just staying on the path that my heart was leading me to, and that's essentially what led me to here, and trusting that, things are gonna work out the way they're supposed to, as long as I'm putting my head down and I'm working, and I'm working to the best of my ability. That's what has allowed me to be able to say I've been playing 12 years in this league now. It's just being able to handle those ups and downs, that adversity, the wins, the losses, because it's all part of it. It's all part of your journey. It's all part of our journey. And so as long as you can say follow your heart and follow your purpose, the rest will take care of itself.
Does that kind of help you go find a young player, a 7th round pick, a UDFA, go put your arm around him and say like, hey, this is kind of how you do it, the blueprint?
Absolutely, 100%. And I saw Saran, it was pretty cool. I saw a video he talked about last week. He was a guy who came into Buffalo, and I saw him, and I saw me in him, but more athletic, more strong, just the one of the athletes that you see and you're like, that is an athlete right there. You can just see by looking at him. And there's some times where he, questioned himself, questioned his ability a lot. And I remember like, Saran, bro, like, you are good, bro. Like, just put your head down and just work, bro, and just let the pieces fall how they may. And look, he's 7 years in the league now, and I'm super excited for him to be here as well, because he's going to be a missile running down the field and making so many plays on special teams and wherever he may fit. He's a leader, he's a dog, and I'm excited he came with us.